Welcome back to jaganinfo channel. In this video, we will discuss about PGLCET Postgraduate Law Entrance Common Entrance Test. This is for LL.M programs, Master of Laws courses in Telangana law colleges. Eligibility: candidates must have completed 3 years or 5 years LLB degree. And questions will be 120 MCQs, duration 90 minutes. Part A: 40 questions covered. Jurisprudence 20 questions, constitutional law 20 questions. Part B: 80 questions, public international law, mercantile law, labor law, crimes and torts, IPR and allied laws 16 questions each. Pause the screen and check the content. Let's start. Who has defined law as the prospectus of what court will do in fact and nothing more pretentious? Check the options. Due to time constraint, I will give the answer quickly. Answer: Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. The motto of which school of jurisprudence is Ubi Civitas Ibi Lex? Answer: Analytical School. Who is the author of the book Law in the Making? Answer: Carleton Kemp Allen. Who said that case law is gold in the main, a few grains of precious metal to the tons of useless matter, while the statute law is coin of the state which is ready for immediate use? John Salmon. Which jurist believed that criminality is closely related to the possession of certain physical qualities as it is an atavistic phenomenon? Answer: Cesare Lombroso. Who distinguished expository jurisprudence from censorial jurisprudence? Answer: Jeremy Bentham. As per Hoffel's analysis, the presence of power in a person implies the absence of dash in another. Answer: Immunity. Who referred to jurisprudence as the eye of the law? Answer: Harold Lasky. Who is a proponent of the bracket theory relating to personality in law? Rudolf von Ethering. In which of the following theories judges are no more than the discoverers of law? Answer: Declaratory theory. According to whom animus domini is an essential element of possession? Answer: Carl von Savigny. Which of the following reflects the John Locke's theory of property? Answer: mixing one's labor with nature justifies creation of private property. Pause the screen and check the question. Answer: option D. According to Salmon, custom is a dash of law. Answer: legal material source. Which prominent jurist has developed the will theory of rights? Answer: LL.M. As per the definition given by John Austin, ownership is a right unrestricted in point of. Answer: disposition. A precedent given per inquirum is a decision made in ignorance of a binding authority. According to Henry Maine, the movement of progressive societies has hitherto been a movement from. Answer. Status to contract. The solidary obligation imposes dash liability in law. Answer. Joint and several. Oscar Wilde's quote that every saint has a past, every sinner has a future reflects the concept of which theory of punishment? Reformative theory. Article 43B of the Constitution of India deals with promotion of cooperative societies. Pause the screen, check the question. Answer. Option B. Which of the following statements is true? Pause the screen and check the options. Answer. The Constitution of India doesn't provide for the establishment of the collegium system for appointment of judges. Which body is primarily responsible for making recommendations to the President regarding distribution of proceeds of taxes between center and states? Answer. Finance Commission. In Sukanya Shanta versus Union of India 2024, the Supreme Court held that. Answer. The provisions of prison manuals of several states allowing caste-based discrimination for division of manual labor violate the constitutional principles. Reservation in promotions with consequential seniority in favor of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes is facilitated by which provision of Indian Constitution? Answer. Article 16(4)(a), in which case one LKG student filed a appeal through his guardian seeking the removal of a country liquor shop located next to his school premises. Answer. Master Atharva and State of UP under Article 76 of the Constitution of India dash shall appoint the Attorney General of India, who shall be a person qualified to be appointed as the. Answer. Option D. Under Article 76 of the Constitution of India, the President shall appoint the Attorney General of India, who shall be a person qualified to be appointed as the Judge of the Supreme Court. In which of the following cases the Supreme Court of India observed the doctrine of pre-decision hearing and post-decision hearing? Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India in 1978. By which constitutional amendment Article 51A(k) was inserted into the Constitution of India? The Constitution 86th Amendment Act 2002. The Supreme Court has overruled its decision in E.V. Chennaiah versus State of Andhra Pradesh in 2004 relating to subclassification of scheduled castes for reservation purposes, in which case State of Punjab versus Devendra Singh 2024. Which article of the Indian Constitution deals specifically with the adjudication of disputes relating to waters of interstate rivers or river valleys? Answer. Article 262, in which case the SC held that right to digital access is an intrinsic component of right to life and liberty, and directed the state to proactively design and implement inclusive digital ecosystems that serve not only the privileged but also the marginalized. Answer: Amar Jain versus Union of India 2025. The Supreme Court first recognized that parliamentary privileges do not automatically override the fundamental rights, in which case Gunpati Keshavaram Reddy versus Nafisul Hassan. A bill dealing with which of the following doesn't constitute a money bill under the Constitution of India? Imposition, abolition, remission, alteration, or regulation of any tax by any local authority. Who has called the Indian federalism as cooperative federalism? Answer: Granville Austin. Which of the following constitutional amendments required a ratification by not less than half of the state legislatures? 101 Amendment. In which case, Supreme Court laid down the rules in relation to doctrine of severability under the Indian Constitution. RMD Chamar Bogwala versus Union of India 1957. The Supreme Court recently, in a landmark decision, has held that governor's delay in granting assent to 10 bills as erroneous and illegal, and granted assent to the bills. Which provision of the Constitution was interpreted primarily in this case? Answer: Article 200. In which of the following cases the Supreme Court has held that not all privately owned property is a material resource of the community in an 8:1 majority? Property Owners Association versus State of Maharashtra 2024. Who defined international law as the name for the body of customary and conventional rules which are considered legally binding by civilized states in their intercourse with each other? Lawrence Oppenheim. L.L.M's obligations refer to obligations owed to the international community as a whole. Maritime delimitation in the Black Sea, a dispute between which two countries? Romania and Ukraine. In which year India has enacted the Diplomatic Relations Vienna Convention Act to give effect to the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations? Answer: 1972. What is the core principle of the doctrine of Renvoi? The court refers a case back to the law of its origin. Which one of the following is not the objective of the United Nations? Check the options. Answer will be establishment of democratic court throughout the world. The concept of state sovereignty was established in which treaty? Peace of Westphalia. Which convention applies to all international carriage of persons, luggage, or goods performed by aircraft for reward? Warsaw Convention. As per Article 11 of the Rome Statute of ICC jurisdiction, ratio temporis means court may exercise jurisdiction for the crimes committed after the entry into force of the statute. Which article of the 1951 Refugee Convention deals with the principle of non-refoulement? Article 33. In North Sea Continental Shelf Case 1969, the ICC primarily emphasized equitable principles for maritime delimitation. Which of the following is correct about salient features of the Outer Space Treaty 1967? Answer. Outer space shall be free for exploration by all states without any discrimination. In which of the following cases the International Court of Justice laid down the principle of genuine link and effective nationality? Option B. International Court of Justice can provide interim measures in a case pending before it by virtue of powers conferred under which provision of the statute of ICJ? Answer. Article 41. Accretion as a mode of acquisition of territory means acquisition of territory through natural causes. Which of the following principles confers nationality on the basis of blood lineage? Jus sanguinis. The Madrid Protocol was brought into force in India through amendment to the Trademarks Act in which year? 2010. What is the priority period under the Paris Convention for filing a patent application in another member country? 12 months. Which provision of the Copyright Act 1957 deals with copyright in design which is registered under the Designs Act 2000? Section 15. Which provision of the Patents Act 1970 deals in respect of any patent in force with the circumstances of national emergency or in circumstances of extreme urgency or in case of public non-commercial use to enable the central government to issue compulsory licenses? Answer. Section 92. The rule laid down in Hadley vs. Baxendale in 1854 was incorporated under which provision of Indian Contract Act? Section 73. Which of the following is landmark case dealing with effect of fraud in formation of a contract? Derry vs. Peak, 1889. Natural love and affection can be a consideration for a valid contract under the Indian Contract Act 1872 as per Section 25. In cases of operation in affairs of company, which provision of Companies Act 2013 stipulates who have the right to make an application? Answer. Section 244. Dash means the segregation of ownership and management from the trading rights of the members of a recognized stock exchange in accordance with a scheme approved by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Answer. Demutualization. Which of the following statements is true? Every listed public company shall have at least one-third of the total number of directors as independent directors. In which of the following cases Supreme Court held that Competition Act applies to state monopolies, government companies, and public sector undertakings? Answer: Coal India Limited and versus Competition Commission of India in 2023. The sale of goods or provision of services at a price which is below the cost as may be determined by regulations of production of the goods or provision of services with a view to reduce competition or eliminate the competitors is called. Answer: predatory price. Corporate insolvency resolution process shall be completed within a period of how many days from the date of admission of the application by the adjudicating authority? Answer: 180 days. Who is corporate debtor as per section 3(8) of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016? Answer: corporate person who owes a debt to any person. The central government has constituted National Company Law Tribunal under which section of the Companies Act 2013? Answer: Section 10(fb). Which of the following statements is not true? Pause the video and check the options. Answer will be: when a contract becomes void, any person who has received any advantage under such contract is not bound to restore it. In which landmark case the Apex Court addressed the systematic issue of child labor, focusing on constitutional rights and the role of the state in protecting children? Answer: Mehta versus State of Tamil Nadu in 1996. Under the Trade Union Act 1926, which provisions deals with the effects of change of name and amalgamation of trade unions? Answer: Section 26. What is the minimum age requirement to be a member of a trade union? Answer: 15 years. The term collective bargaining was first used in the field of industrial relations in which year? Answer: 1891. Till what age of the child will a mother get 2 nursing breaks in the course of her daily work under the Maternity Benefit Act 1961? Answer: 15 months. The maximum period for which any woman shall be entitled to maternity benefit shall be how many weeks, of which not more than how many weeks shall precede the date of her expected delivery? Answer: 26 weeks and 8 weeks. Working for how many days during the preceding 12-month period is considered continuous service for a period of 1 year, even if there are interruptions under the Industrial Disputes Act 1947? Answer: 240 days. Which of the following statements is not true about strikes and lockouts? Pause the video and check the options. Answer will be: no person employed in a public utility service shall go on strike in breach of contract within 7 days of giving such notice of strike. Which section of the Industrial Disputes Act 1947 deals with the prohibition of layoff? Answer: Section 25M. Under the Wage Code 2019, the term wages excludes which of the following? Answer: gratuity. As per the Factories Act 1948, no woman shall be required or allowed to work in a factory except between the hours of. Answer: 6 am to 7 pm. The Factories Act 1948 is applicable to a factory, meaning any premises with how many workers are working on any day of the preceding 12 months and in any part of which a manufacturing process is being carried on with the aid of power. Answer: 10 or more. In which of the following cases the Supreme Court expounded the law on criterion used for determining whether an employee is a workman under Industrial Disputes Act 1947 and held that employee in managerial position is not workman? Answer: Bharti Airtel Limited versus Raghavendra 2024. The trade union cannot spend its common fund on. Answer: funding of a political party. Which of the following is the first registered trade union in India? Madras Labour Union. Which act is a key part of the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020? Answer: the Factories Act 1948. In one of landmark judgment, the Supreme Court of India observed that the presence of an accused in the Indian territory at the time the offence had been committed would not be an essential ingredient for the person to be charged under the provisions of the Indian Penal Code 1860. Identify the case. Answer: Mubarak Ali Ahmad versus the State of Bombay, 1957. The legal maximum Q facit per LL.M facit per se was applied in which of the following landmark cases relating to misappropriation of property? Answer: the Mayor of Bradford versus Pickles, 1895. The landmark case of Peninsular and Oriental Steam Navigation Company versus Secretary of State, 1861, primarily deals with which of the following? Answer: vicarious liability of state. The rape and murder of a 31-year-old female postgraduate trainee doctor in August 2024 sparked a huge protest in Kolkata and across the country. In which medical college did the incident take place? R.G. Kar Medical College and Hospital. Nichols versus Marsland, 1876, is an English case that established the defense of act of God. Which of the following is incorrectly matched? R versus wheat and stocks, mistake of law. In Ernest Kumar versus State of Bihar, 2014, the Supreme Court has established guidelines to prevent arbitrary arrests in cases relating to the offence under Section 498A of IPC. Under Indian Penal Code 1860, right to private defence extends to protection of both body and property. The single judge bench of Justice Devansis Barrow was dealing with a writ petition filed by a lawyer alleging an to Article 21 of the Constitution for violating his basic fundamental right by the police authorities by handcuffing him without just cause, on which state police the High Court imposed 5 lakh for handcuffing an advocate. Answer: Assam. He makes an attempt to steal some jewels by breaking open a box and finds after so opening the box that there is no jewel in it. What is the nature of his offense as per the general principles of criminal law? Check the options. Answer: Option 1. What is the minimum punishment for voluntarily causing grievous hurt using acid under BNS? Answer: 10 years imprisonment. Corporate criminal liability is well established in India and clarified by Supreme Court in various decisions. Which among the following cases is not relevant to the topic? Raja versus Tejraj Surana in 2019. Which section under BNS criminalizes voyeurism defined as capturing images of women engaged in a private act without consent? Section 77. The rule res ispa loquitur is related to the tort of. Answer: negligence. What is the limitations period within which a complaint shall be filed under the Consumer Protection Act 2019? Answer: 2 years. The term product liability is defined under which provision of Consumer Protection Act 2019? Answer: Section 234. In which of the following cases the Supreme Court has recognized the right against the adverse effects of climate change? Ranjit Singh versus Union of India in 2024. Under Christian law, non-compliance of decree of restitution of conjugal rights shall act as one of the grounds for divorce after how many years of passing of decree? Answer: 1 year. In which case the Supreme Court held that an unmarried Hindu daughter can claim maintenance from her father until she is married, if she is unable to maintain herself by an application under Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956. Answer: Abhilasha versus Prakash and ORS in 2020. Which of the following is a landmark judgment relating to cyber crimes in India? Answer: Dr. L. Prakash versus State of Tamil Nadu in 2002. The Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 doesn't provide for the establishment of which of the following institutions for better protection of human rights? Answer: State Human Rights Council. The Delhi Press Patra Prakashan filed a trademark infringement suit against BCCI for using the name of their magazine for the AI-powered robotic dog unveiled during the IPL 2025. What is the name of the robotic dog? Answer: Champak. in which case the court said that only a consumer can choose whether to opt for arbitration or seek remedy before the forums established under consumer welfare legislations after the dispute has arisen. Answer: Hemlata Devi versus Udaysri 2024, in which case the Supreme Court observed that she cannot be treated as a chattel at the age of 14 years to hand over the custody to her biological father, where she has not lived ever since her birth. The stability of the child is also paramount consideration. Answer: Shazia Aman Khan versus State of Orissa 2024. The Supreme Court, in a decision with 4:1 majority, recently held that courts have a limited power to modify an arbitral award under Section 34 of the Arbitration Act. Who among the following judges has given the dissenting opinion to the decision? Answer: Justice K.V. Vishwanathan. An information shall ordinarily be provided in the form in which it is sought unless it would disproportionately divert the resources of the public authority or would be detrimental to the safety or preservation of the record in question. Which provision of the RTA Act 2005 contains such exception? Answer: Section 7, the brackets 9. Fill in the blanks based on the Hindu Succession Act 1956 as to the relation by blood. Pause the screen and check the question. The right answer is full blood, half blood, uterine blood. Pause the screen and check the option. Answer: option B. In which case, the Supreme Court has upheld the rights of senior citizens to reclaim property under Section 23 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. Answer: Urmila Dixit versus Sunil Sharan Dixit in 2025. Dash means any substance or preparation which, by reason of its chemical or physicochemical properties or handling, is liable to cause harm to human beings, other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, property, or to the environment as per the Section 2E of the Environmental Protection Act 1986. Answer: hazardous substance. In which case it was held that a demand notice sent through email or WhatsApp is a valid notice under Section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act as long as it meets the requirements of the Section 13 of Information Technology Act 2000. Answer: Rajendra versus State of UP in 2024. In which of the following cases the Supreme Court has clarified regarding the court annexed ADR under Section 89 of CPC? Pause the screen and check the options. Answer: option A. Afghans Infrastructure Limited versus Cheryanvaki Construction Co. Limited in 2010. My dear subscribers, this is the first time PGLCET I am uploading in our channel. If there is any mistakes while reading, please forgive, and please again watch this video in mute and you can read yourself to know the more information. All the best. Have a nice day. Thank you.